So I've been working a lot and I had a bunch of comments I haven't gotten to read, a few hundred maybe, and I started reading some of the comments up here and started saying things like the baofangs are reporting everything straight to China. I don't know if you know this, but everything's reporting to China, except for the baofeng. The baofeng is an amateur radio that works on VHF, UHF 136 to 174 megahertz and 400 to 520 megahertz. You can take one apart. There's nothing special in it. It's a crappy system on a chip receiver chucked into a plastic shell. China doesn't need you to buy a $20 radio off of Amazon to spy on you. And if they do, it's not going to be for $20. It's going to be for more in parts. That being said, yes, this is definitely manufactured in China, along with almost every other radio. I mean, not including, Yaesu and ICOM. Those are the bigger brands. They cost more. They have better parts, things like that. But what I'm talking about is the Baofengs, the Quanshangs, even Midland is made in China. And Midland has really, really good quality. The point I guess I'm trying to make here is just because it comes from China does not mean that it is spying on you and listening to me every time that I turn it on. And even if it is it really listening to me talk about what we're going to eat while I'm hiking on the trail? I was thinking Arby's or McDonald's. At the end of the day, if you wanted your communications to be private, you shouldn't be using a radio in general. On ham or GMRS radio, there is no expected privacy. Anybody with a walkie-talkie can hear you on GMRS, and anybody with an amateur radio can listen to you talk on amateur radio. And that goes for anything in the VHF, UHF, or HF. The only way that people aren't going to be hearing what you're saying is if you have encryption or you're digital and they have analog. All in all, very silly. No, Baofengs are not reporting everything straight to China. They are just a cheap way of getting into the hobby of amateur radio or GMRS radio.